I was born on 13th June 1989. But 33 years later, I was born again from the icy womb of Mount Annapurna. This is the picture of my rebirth. It all started with a dream to climb all the 14 peaks above 8,000 meters and scale the world's 7 highest summits in each continent, all for sustainability and for my grandmother. I believe mountaineering challenges serve as a powerful metaphor for the struggles humanity faces. And that's why I started the Climbing for SDGs initiative to use mountaineering to raise awareness about the UN global goals. But on 17th of April 2023, everything changed, everything. I was climbing my 11th mountain and my first 8,000-meter peak, Mount Annapurna. I was crossing the most dangerous section between Camp 3 and Camp 2, very prone to avalanches and surrounded by a narrow and exposed ridge with deep crevasses on both the sides. Suddenly, at one point, I mistakenly picked the wrong rope. It was too short. I tumbled and fell down 300 meters to the icy surface and entered the mouth of a bottomless icy crevasse of almost the height of a 25-story building. I plunged into the darkness, alone and helpless. I don't remember the exact fall or the impact, but only remember waking up in a place where no one could hear me, see me, or find me. I had no food, no water, no oxygen, and no way to communicate with the world at 6,000 meters above sea level with temperatures below minus 40 degrees Celsius. Could you imagine living in that state for 3 days and 3 nights? I thought I'm going to die. More than the avalanches and the freezing winds that could bury you alive, you have to fight the fear and loneliness that's within. I was losing myself. All I really had was my own will to survive. Annapurna is one of the deadliest mountains in the world to climb. They say out of every 3 climbers who attempts it, 1 perishes. Last year, many climbers got trapped, and among the casualties was my friend, Irish fellow climber Noel Hanna, who had summited Everest 10 times. My chances of survival were very slim, very slim. But not once did I give up hope. I always believed that someone would come to rescue me. And I fully surrendered to Ma Annapurna. When my family heard of my fall, they sprang into action immediately. They were not alone, but were joined by thousands of self-mobilized people who worked tirelessly to organize my rescue. I didn't know many of them personally, but they reached out to the ministers, to the defense forces, to battery and drone suppliers, to the founder of Garmin, and even Apple's CEO, all to save me. Those thousands of people literally became my rope to pull me out of that crevasse. But the ground reality was very different, very different. The local Sherpas didn't have the rescue skills and hence did not even attempt to descend down the crevasse, risking their own lives and the bleak possibility of me being alive. Fortunately, two highly skilled Polish climbers, Adam Bileski and Marius Hatala, along with a team of Sherpas, happened to be at Annapurna, returning back from their own abandoned expedition, voluntarily deciding to descend down the crevasse. Miraculously, they also had a 70-meter rope. The usual ones are shorter, 50 meters, and I was found at 68 meters. Once I was taken out of the crevasse and found alive, the next impossible task was to airlift me from the avalanche-prone slopes of Annapurna. And this time, the daring helicopter pilot, Sobit Gochan, navigated skillfully without landing and took me to the nearest hospital in Pokhara. I was pronounced dead in the first 30 minutes of CPR. But my younger brother Ashish refused to accept that reality. He persuaded the emergency doctor, Dr. Ashim Subedi, that I deserved a second chance. The doctor gave the longest CPR of his life, 4 hours non-stop. And finally, I took my first breath against all odds. I was in a critical condition with severe frostbite, cold burns, and other injuries. Doctors thought that I may have permanent brain damage and may never be healthy again. Surprisingly, my brain was intact, and falling 300 meter didn't give me any fracture. It took me over 7 months of critical care in the hospital to reboot my ballooned body, where all my key organs were severely impacted, failing my body and failing me. I have undergone 7 surgeries and countless therapies, having lost all my body's muscle memory. I have had amputations on my feet, in my right hand, and 50% of my body has new grafted skin. Indeed, medical science and my surgeon's magical hands were a true miracle. I'm still very weak physically and undergoing daily physiotherapy. The soles of my feet have also new skin. It's highly sensitive. It feels like electricity is running all over. I have no memory of the 15 days of the rescue incident and in a coma of my initial hospitalization in Nepal. I've learned everything about the rescue incident only after reading articles, interviews, watching videos, having conversation with my rescuers and my family. And to everyone's astonishment, I recorded my own videos inside the crevasse. I cried when I saw them for the first time.
Hello! Really praying and hoping someone would come and rescue me.
I was conscious for 3 days, but an avalanche buried me the night before my rescue. Just before my GoPro died, I bid a final goodbye to my family and friends. I thought I was dying, and I fully surrendered to Ma Annapurna. And this rebirth, as my original birth, was once more seen by my beloved grandmother, Saraswati Devi. But this time, as my guardian angel, she was watching over me. A big fall like this can make you forget the fundamentals. So I had to relearn everything from walking, talking, going to the toilet, eating, writing, and even smiling. I was born again with the mind and the body of a 34-year-old, but my parents got a baby back. I've faced my truth to being comfortable with being naked in front of doctors and even strangers. When it gets really tough, I pray to God and to the mountain to give me strength and courage. Today I'm standing here tall in front of you as the son of Annapurna, not as a victim, but as a survivor. I have I've learned to accept my new reality of life and to not keep living in denial. I've seen the mountain, and the mountain has seen me. This is not my story of falling, but of trusting the rope. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to my grandmother and Ma Annapurna for protecting me. Grateful to everyone and all of you for giving your heart and soul in giving me a second chance at life. My name is Anurag Maloo, and I am a mountaineer, entrepreneur, and a community builder. This is my story of rebirth, faith, resilience, and hope. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here.